June 2nd, 2026, 8:30 in the morning. What happens when the mission changes? What happens when the mission changes? All right, this is more of a dealing more from a father standpoint. All right, my daughter's leaving for college in a couple of weeks. And so, hey, go, brother. And this is where you start. I always thought about it a year ago, and a year or two ago, and then 6 months, and then now the realization is hitting. It's literally happening in weeks, where she's going off to college. And you start reflecting on all the hard work she's put in, all the family members that poured into her, not just mom, dad, but aunties, grandmas, grandfathers, cousins, friends, coaches that's poured into her to get to her. Because it's always, they say it's a village, right? We can always claim that, I did this and I did that. Nah, like, I wish I could have done more for her. And I tell her that all the time. But now, my part of that life of being a father, raising a teenager, to get to, that point, you never stop being a father, but like that point, meaning getting that full ride to SMU, that's a goal of hers, but that was a goal as a family. And to get there and be in literally having it happen right now, you feel like, okay, now what? What's the mission now? What's the next step of fatherhood? Now is, managing her life as best I can from far away while she's in college. I say managing her life. I should say managing our relationship, making sure that she's straight, emotionally, mentally, sexually, having a girl. But the mission changes. No more of like just easy access to her. Now is, she's growing into a woman. So now, I have to shift to, managing an adult. I saw this on Instagram and it's so right. They were like, you realize that I didn't think about it because you're just in it. And they're like, your son or daughter will be an adult way more longer than they will be as a kid and teenager. Right? I mean, we all been in them 18 years. It has gone like this. When I still see her, I still see that, that little girl, or that first time or two, or the first tournament or two with the rackets, or that smile, those pictures and stuff you see, and you remember that little moo. And now, we chill, we talk, we laugh, we sitting down and chopping it up and talking. It's like I'm talking to my daughter, but I'm also talking to, my friend. And I know we always say, parents, I'm not your friend. I get it. In times of that, it's there. But I always tell her she's the most important part of in my life, and she is. And I don't confine her like I talk to one of my boys, anything like that. But I do keep it 100 with her. And I always will. I try to be the best father. I know she won't ever tell me everything. But I want her to know that, she could come to me with anything. And I keep it 100 with her. She knows I'm a flawed individual. I know that she's got to experience life. But the mission changes. Now it becomes, how do I help her navigate adulthood? And man, that's something that I look forward to. But I already know the past, that little girl ain't there no more. What happens when the mission changes? Wow. Just reflecting, man. Just reflecting.